love. Welcome in. Peace and love. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm about to juice me some juice today. And just kind of juice and talk, nothing major. May not even talk that much. These days I just don't have a lot of things to say, but I'm about to make this green juice. This is my favorite juice, y'all. So I enjoy it. Just want to make sure everything is ready to juice. I'm getting ready to cut this up and make it happen. All right, I got quite a bit of cucumbers up in here, but let's roll with it. I hope everybody having a beautiful morning, a beautiful rising, I should say. I hope that your day has started out wonderful. We typically, but for me, I rise and I show gratitude because where your energy flows, where your attention flows, your energy goes. So if I put my energy into, put my attention towards gratitude, then I'm gonna see and reap things that I am grateful for. Make sure this is on here right. I just do it together. There we go. So there we go. I don't have time for it to be messing up. I got a lot of juicing to do today. But I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I hope everybody is wonderful. I hope all things are coming together. I noticed that in the current time that we're in right now, there's an energy shift. Everyone doesn't feel the same shift of energy at the same time. However, I'm feeling a true shift of energy, which in turn kind of explains my absence. Some of you have noticed and said, "Hey, Queen, where you been?" Well, Queen is here. However, I am truly focusing on me and my give me one moment. There we go. I'm truly focusing on me and what direction I'm going in my life. You can kind of get separated between YouTube and real life sometimes, and it's not even noticeable because you spend so much time doing the things that you enjoy. So a lot of us enjoy being here on YouTube and taking in, this community, the camaraderie, and we can get lost in that. And because I have stepped back and took a redirection and looked at things a little differently, at this point in time, I can begin to see that there's truly a separation that needs to take place. So I have been focusing on that separation. I do feel better, and that energy, that and shift that I was speaking to you about is truly a heavy shift in energy. So if you're experiencing it, you know, it almost feels like some type of, you know, cleansing that needs to happen. Maybe even like um, where you feel a little down and out. I don't like to use the depression word, but you may feel even depressed in some states of this. And so, but it's a cleansing that's taking place right now in the energy of the universe. And for me, I'm taking advantage of this time and paying attention. We have to pay attention to our minds, our bodies, our spirits, and a lot of times we can't do that if we're absorbed with things that are superficial. I know a lot of us are here on YouTube. We want to make some extra money. Some of us like it for entertainment purposes. Some just want to be here just to, you know, engage because we don't have other engagements to be part of, you know. But when you live a whole life outside of YouTube, because everybody don't put everything that they do on YouTube. Everybody's life is not broadcast across YouTube. You'll see that peace and love to everyone who has joined the chat. Welcome in. You'll see that that it's truly a shift right now, and you got to pay attention to this shift, and you got to pay attention to you as the person, you know, because at this point in time in my life, I really don't have time to waste. I just don't have time to waste. So because I'm not wasting time, and because I'm not wasting my time or anyone else's time, you know, I came to bring value, to be an asset, not a liability. I came to be a light to others, show a different way. And with that, I definitely say, if your goal for what you came to do is not transpiring, if that goal is not happening for you at this point in time, then it's time to reevaluate that. Reevaluate it. Take a step back. Step back. You'll see some things. I'm trying to tell you. You'll see some things. It'll amaze you. It becomes clear. You know, I talk about fasting a lot and how clear your mind becomes when you fast. And in this instance, stepping back and cleansing yourself of all things, not just food, not just, you know, things that you put into your body physically, but the things that you intake on a regular basis. Whatever those things are, you will begin to see that once you step back from something, you'll be able to see more clearly. And I have begun to see so much more clearly what actually is taking place here for me. And I'm sharing this with you only because, I mean, I don't know if it's going to help somebody or not, but it helps me to speak out loud, to project those things that's happening to me, because it can be a benefit to somebody else. And new views, new heights. Lily, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Anyone else that's come into the space, thank you for being here. And so this cleansing that I speak of is not just a cleansing of the body, right? So it's not just cleansing the body of physically, fasting. You have to mentally fast. You have to step away from these social medias, these things that have got us wrapped up and thinking that we need to do or be a certain way in order to show up. You know, we get these restraints put on us, and you know, everybody want to be like everybody else, and everybody want to be in the same place as the next person. When you realize that your journey is your journey and it don't belong to nobody else, that's when you will really see that when you show up, you're going to show up your best you. That's when you're going to have that breakthrough that's actually going to show you how and where you're supposed to be. When you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to be like the next person, and think that, oh, I'm going to do this. You see somebody doing something, you start doing it. You see somebody else trying something, you start trying it. You know, and a perfect example of that is you know, there's a big phase that's going across YouTube for those that's trying to get monetized on YouTube, those that's trying to get to another level on YouTube. Let me tell you, monetization is nothing without preparation. It's nothing. So when you are trying to get monetized, I always keep asking this question: where are you going with this monetization? Because I'm monetized, y'all. I'm monetized. I forget that I'm monetized. I forgot to turn on the, you know, the monetization button, you know, to get ads on here. You know, I forgot, because that's not how my mind is set up at this moment. You know, I'm not thinking about that at this very moment, because I'm trying to separate some things. And in essence, right now, I'm thinking about cleansing my mind, my body, my spirit, you know, of those things. And, you know, getting monetized on YouTube is great. But if you don't have a place to move from this point forward, then what are you doing? Because if no one's watching your content, it does not matter. If no one's watching your content, it does not matter. So when you put up a YouTube, this is what I'm saying. We do things because we see somebody else doing it. You know, when you put up your YouTube channel at night and you focus it on your bed while you're sleeping, then we're going to a whole nother level. I understand that everything is content, but is it your content? Is it what you want to be known for here on YouTube? Is YouTube what you really need to be doing for what you're doing, for your purpose, for what you're trying to do or show up for? It's kind of what I'm asking, right? That's what I'm kind of asking at this point. Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Because if you don't have a true purpose behind what you're doing, or a passion, I mean, you can sleep on YouTube. You can go into communities. You can connect with all the people in the world. If they care nothing about your content, not for real, and they don't want to show up, and they don't want to be out here, you know, with you in this sense, and it don't matter. Let me turn around. I'm gonna turn around here. Okay, I got 7 people in here watching, right? But my point be this: those numbers go up and down. It's all about the interest of the person that's watching your content. Are they truly interested? Are they just your support group? And what happens after your support group, right? What happens next? You got to think about these things. Are you attracting the true audience that you want to have? Or are you attracting your tribe, your community of people that you've joined? Are these people truly interested in your content? Do they want to be part of your tribe? You know, this is Queen's tribe. Do you truly want to be part of the tribe, or are you just here because it's a support for support type of situation? I mean, I really want to know the answers, but you know, that could be a rhetorical question. Just something for you to think about when it comes down to yourself, and when you get into this monetization There's so many people like, ooh, I'm so close. I'm so close. I wanna get to the next level. But what you gonna do when you get there? That's the question. What you gonna do when you get there? So that's why I stepped back, y'all. I needed to reevaluate, make sure that I'm bringing value to those who really need and can rock with the content, that the type of content that I'll be putting out. Also, reevaluate my channel, make sure that I'm actually giving what I say I'm going to be giving on my channel. Not to show up as something else that I am not supposed to be on my channel. I know they say, oh, you can do whatever you want to because it's your channel. Yeah, you can. You sure can. You can do whatever you want to do. But how does that translate to those who are not content creators? How does that translate to those who you're really trying to reach? You know? And in my instance here, you know, I'm all about the health and the wellness. That's why I'm telling you today, let's show up for let's show up for you. Show up for who you are in this, you know, show up as whoever you are, right? Don't show up to be trying to impress those that are not even your collective of people that you want to have as part of your group. You know, great rising coach, great rising Chip. Thank you for being here, great rising. And you know, just that, you know, I see Chip in the here, and you know, it brings me back to, you know, the community, right? Are you locked in? I love my community. I love us. I love how we rock with one another. I love how we show up for one another. But what I will tell you is this. When Are You Locked In moves and shifts, are you ready for that move and shift with it? Or are you going to be at this same point that you're at right now, depending on only those of this community to support you? If so, you're going to get left behind. I'm letting you know that right now, because you have to grow your own community. You have to grow the people who want to see what it is you do. If you sit there and flick your fingernails all day, that's what you do. You need to kick those kind of people, because I don't want to watch you flick your fingernails. I'm not interested. I'm not going to pretend to be interested. Because I started this out saying, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So why would I put my energy into something that is not conducive for me? Why would I do that? Why would I sit there and do that? I know we're here to support each other, and the support I've received has been phenomenal. And I want to take and know in my spirit that the people who have been supporting me and rocking with me from the very beginning, they're here because they want to be here, not because I'm part of some group or some community that says that you're supposed to, or that says that you should because, you know, this and that. I already told y'all a long time ago, I will still support you if you are part of the community, but I'm not going to be a subscriber. YouTube operates just like what I just told you. If where your attention goes, your energy flows, the algorithm works the same way. If you're sitting here watching somebody flicking their fingernails, guess what you're going to get as a recommendation and a feed on your channel? You're not going to get the things that you really want to have in your algorithm. You're not going to attract the people who do what you do. You're going to attract those that do what the person that you are watching does. So understand that. So make sure if you're going to be sitting here watching people flicking their fingernails, and that's you're saying that's support, they're going to start sending you those people. The other day, just as an example, y'all, Trish, homebody Trish, her feed for whatever reason stopped coming to me. It wasn't coming to me. I watched Homebody Trish quite a bit. But the other day, because of what I've been doing on my channel, the types of things I've been watching, the people I've been engaging with, because she made a title that said something about juicing, and it came to me. You get what I'm saying? It came to me, and let me flush this out. Taste my juice. It came to me as a recommendation because of the title of her channel, and I'm subscribed to her. So when you get your algorithm set to the what it is you do, you'll get those same type of people coming to you consistently. And this is the same thing I'm saying in your life, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be in real life, wherever it is. This is what I'm saying to you. Just put your energy in the things that you want to come your way. That's it. It's very simple. It's the law of the universe. It's not something you can change. You cannot alter this. It's impossible. The universal laws cannot be altered in any way. So whether you're intentionally giving attention to things that you do not want in your space, it's going to give it back to you. What you put out, you get back. Energy is a currency. It moves. So when you move a certain way, that energy follows you, and that's what you're going to get. That's where you're going to go. So when you're doing these things, y'all, please, I'm asking you to be very mindful of this. This is something that is, in my clarity that I've come to realize is major. It's not only major in the sense of, like I said, YouTube or, but this is a life lesson. But if you think about these social medias, it's made up like people. It's made up like the universal laws. You're absolutely right. Law of attraction, what you put out, you get back. These things are real. Like it's not something that you cannot change this. You cannot shift it. The only thing you have the ability to shift is the vibes and the energy. You have the ability to shift the energy, but you cannot change the law. These are real laws. These aren't the laws that's written by man and put in a book that they can go change at any time and say, hey, you know what? No longer will we do it this way. We're going to do it this way. The laws of the universe have been in place for decades, time upon time upon time, before your grandmother's 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 grandmother. It's always existed. We didn't know how it worked because a lot of times we've been deceived of how the abilities that we actually have, and we have major abilities within ourselves. We are the image of everyone who has come before us. Any ability that they once had, we have as well. That's why we juice, y'all. This is why we're talking about healing. This is why we're talking about natural herbs. People have gotten away from all of that stuff. But you know what? My grandmother's grandmother used herbs and home remedies and things like that. There was no doctors that you go to. They were the doctors. They were the doctors. They were the ones who provided healing for those that are around. So when we need to heal ourselves, we need to look back, go within ourselves. We have to remember. Inside ourselves is where we remember everything. And you got to tap into that. So I know I'm going on a tangent, y'all, but it ain't even a tangent. It's just me speaking, y'all. I ain't even going to call it a tangent. I'm just going to tell you, it's just me talking and speaking. I'm about to taste this juice, though. Give me a second. Let's see if it needs something. It actually tastes pretty good. Tastes pretty good. It's time to move on to the next. Yes, so Let me see what y'all got going on over here. Yes, food has always been the medicine. Yes, new views, new heights, absolutely. And this is exactly why I speak of this. Lana, great rising. Monique, great rising. Great rising to everyone that's come in. Chip, Lily, Coach. I appreciate y'all being here. Yes. So, when you see me here doing things like this, I'm juicing today because when you get away from doing something that you start as a routine, it's easy to shift. You know, I talked about food before being an addiction, right? Food being an addiction. And I was watching something on a documentary. It wasn't even really about food addiction. It was about like an overall addiction, like addiction to drugs, alcohol, that kind of thing. But when I looked at the comparison, because nobody really talks about food as being an addiction, but when you put chemicals and products into your food, then it becomes something that you require because your body then desires that, craves that particular thing because you have now introduced that thing to it. But once you cleanse yourself and remove all those things from your body, from craving it and so on and so forth like that, you then have this desire and craving for the things that you now put into your body. But as soon as you step back, do you know how hard it is to break free when you are addicted to something? When you just have a taste? I watch these people, fall every time that they went back. They thought, oh, I can have one drink. I can have one drink. One drink won't hurt me at all. I'll be okay. And they would drink one drink and be like they were good and feel so much remorse and so much, so much remorse in that. And it would then turn to be like the next day saying, oh, I can just have one more drink. And one more drink turned into another drink. How many of y'all do that with food? How many of y'all do that with food? Y'all start on one way of eating, saying that you're going to change your appetite, change the way you eat. You're going to make this decision to do something different. You jump on a fad. You jump on some type of train of this person's doing this person's doing that. How many of us do that? Oh, I'm going to do this because they doing this. But did you do it for the right reasons? You got to know when you're doing something to heal yourself, you got to be doing it for you. You cannot get on a bandwagon and say that you want to be part of something, even if it is something that you think is going to benefit you. But you got to start somewhere, right? Addiction cannot be healed that way. You can't jump on a bandwagon to heal yourself. It can't be a temporary fix. You have to be intentional. Anything, again, starting from the top, y'all, starting from the top. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you are giving attention to that food that has, or products, because out here in this world, we don't even have food that's actually nourishing to the body. We go out here and we eat these processed foods and we put these foods in our body that's called food, but it's really processed products. It's chemicals. So just tell me this. In what world would this look different for you? Do you have a desire for this to be different for you? Do you want this to come out a different direction? You fall off. You know, what's that song? We fall down, but we get up. Donnie McClurkin. How many times you gonna fall down to get up? Is there a number? Is there a number? Does it matter? You know what I mean? Does it matter? How many times you fall down and get up? Well, I'm going to tell you, I used to think that it didn't matter. But today, it matters. I realize it does matter. I know what's missing out of my juice. My lemon. That's what's missing out of my juice, y'all. I need to juice that lemon, but I can't do it right now. But it does. It matters because the more you get away from what it is that you are actually doing, turmeric, the more you get away from what you're actually doing as it pertains to your health, your wellness, your mental health, the more you're going to realize that that it's going to be harder every time you fall down to get back up. I'm trying to tell you right now. So, you know, Coach Norene says something that stuck with me. It sticks with me. I think about it every day. She said, if you don't stop, you never have to start. You don't never have to start over if you never stop. So if you can picture what I'm saying in that is how many times we continue to start over. You're set. Not only is it a setback, not that the setback is, you know, something that you can't overcome. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is if you do it so many times in your life that it becomes harder to come back from it. And that's been places and things that I have experienced in my life. Understand that. Okay? So this is places and things that I've experienced in my life. Y'all know how many times I went on a diet to change the way, to change who I am and how I am? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Stop stopping. Yes. Awareness, acceptance, ascension. Yes. So you have to realize that when you're doing these things consistently over and over again, you're actually defeating yourself. You're defeating yourself because you're giving yourself this permission to say, oh, if I stop right now, I can start over again. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could just start over again. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have whatever it is I want to have because I could just start over again. And that's just not acceptable. It is just not acceptable. You know, we want somebody out here that's going to sugarcoat things for us. That's going to put things in a perspective that allows us to be able to cope with certain things a certain way, right? Hold on, y'all. There we go. We want somebody to hold our hand and tell us it's okay to keep doing the things that it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. You know, everybody gonna do things the way they want to do it for themselves. When it comes down to the queen here, I have to do it what works for me. And what works for me is, you know, discovering self. Discovering that what works for me. I have to discover what works for me. And what works for me may not work for you. But what I will tell you is, just like the laws are universal, believe it or not, there's a lot of things that are universal. A lot of things that are about nature. A lot of things that if you follow nature, you will see. You will see. You will see that that's just the way it is. You know, I need to taste this too, y'all. You will see that it's just the way it is. It's not something that if you change it, put it like this. Okay, so let me say this. There was a time when I used to think that having a choice was really a great thing. A choice is okay. But what if everybody was on the same accord? Meaning everybody worked and did things the same, just like the birds, just like the bees, just like the animals, just like the trees, just like the grass, just like the plants, just like that. What if every human being was on the same accord? There would be harmony, there would be peace, there would be so many things, but because we have all these choices and we have the will to provide and change the way things look, we do it, and it's not always to the good of you or somebody else. It's not always to the good. So when you have all these choices, when you have the opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me get me a cup. I don't think I'm going to do it this way because I did it this way and it worked for me. Just because something works doesn't make it right. How many times did you put together a puzzle or put together an item and there was 5 screws left over to the side? And you're like, why do I need these 5 screws? Because it worked anyway. Just because it worked, did it make it right? If you follow me on that, let me know you follow me on this. Because just because it worked don't make it right. It don't make it right. It don't make it be what it's supposed to be. And that's how we are when we take as human beings and make ourselves have all these choices and options and things and, you know, but when you see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people doing the same thing and it's working for them in the same way, why wouldn't that be the way? Why wouldn't that be the way? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, why wouldn't that be the way? I watch so much YouTube and so many opinions and so many choices and so many options and so many. We will be the most confused people on this earth, and everybody is always going to be at odds with each other and in confusion because we constantly and going against one another and saying, okay, well, I respect the way that you do that, but you know that you don't live by that. So even if you respect what they're doing as a person, even if you respect this as you respect it, but you sit there and you know in your being that this is not right. Why do you continue to rock with that? Why do you continue to allow people in your space that is not conducive to you? We have so much separation in this world. It is absolutely ridiculous on so many aspects of life, of things that don't even freaking matter. Do you know the only thing that matter in this world is you as the person, nature, which is outside, which actually creates our nutrition, our nourishment right outside your door. I'm saying that because I'm looking at my garden. But it creates right outside. And family. So all you need to function in this world, we don't need no cars, y'all. We don't need no houses. We don't need all this luxury stuff that we have. These are wants. Someone told you you needed this. But before the beginning of time, these things did not exist. Yes, we evolve. Yes, we grow. Yes, we get to different, you know, positions in life and places and things like that. But that's complicating everything. If we simplify everything and we stripped everything away, what do you have left? If you take away everything, including this glass that I'm drinking out of, and this machine, and this glass, and anything else that you got, you strip everything, what do you have left? You are the only thing standing. Nature will continue to show itself over and over and over and over again. It knows when to die off and when to come back. It knows when to go into a season of, you know, of growth. It knows when to lay back and relax and heal. It knows what to do. And so do all of the animals of nature. They don't have no instructions. But when you on this YouTube and in these YouTube streets, they consistently telling you over and over again what to do. Somebody giving you some advice on something. I'm here giving you some advice right now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And my message gonna sound different than the next person you're gonna click on in the next 15 minutes. If you still here with me right now, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm about to taste this juice so I can keep juicing. All right, it's on point. It is on point. Yes, let's go. All right, so, oh, that was so delicious. So, and you know, when you switch over to the next, the next channel, you got somebody else doing something else. Showing you something else, doing something else. You know, it's consistently opinion after opinion after opinion, choices. These are all things that can cause you to, you know, cause, I'm not going to say detriment, but definitely division. It definitely caused division, y'all. It's division, division, division. And we need to learn how to come together on one accord. You know something that made me the happiest? I felt like we were all in this together is when we were doing the juice fast, y'all. Do you know how many people that I met through the juice fasting that I didn't even know? How many people I met that I didn't even know even rock with that kind of concept for their life? How many people wanted to try to see what this would do? And people who tried it for the first time and saw so much clarity in that. And why was this, y'all? Why? Because we came together on one accord and we allowed it. But in that, let me show you something. People had different results because people did it differently. But we are different people, so we may show up different. But I gave an option. You see? So here we go with the choices. Okay, so instead of just straight juice fasting, because we live in this world, unfortunately, that gives us these restrictions on things that we can do. People are like, well, I cannot fast and only have juice because of the type of work that I do. I have to have some type of nourishment on my body because, you know, but I'm not one to tell you that you don't need that. Because I sit at a desk all day. So if I can juice and drink and just have liquid all day anyway. But the next person may be different. But see, all of the confusion and the division comes into play because of the division and the confusion comes into play because, again, the things that are not natural. Working a 9 to 5 is not natural. Working a 9 to 5 is not natural. It's not natural. It's not within nature. And it causes division and separation. Because now when we do go to do something like a juice fast, you got all these people with, I don't call them excuses, but with jobs that demand them to do something different. So, y'all, I done talk. But y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. I'm glad y'all was here juicing with me. I'm definitely still here, y'all. But as you know, I told you, I'm stepping back. I'm scaling back because when I come and I'm come before you, I don't want it to be just I'm here because I'm trying to accomplish this or I'm trying to accomplish that as far as it begins to YouTube, because then it takes away from my real reason for being here. My real reason for being here is that I want to be a part of the healing of others. I want to be here as a light where people can start to see that they have options. The obesity of our children, the children have become so overweight, dealing with all this horrible food or products, processed junk. They eating Takis and, their mental state is at hand. Do you understand that they are the future? If we can't get our future together, then what? Then what? Then what? Yes, you can have some juice. Nikki baby, great rising. But, if you can't get your the children together, what is it that you're doing that's going to impact the future people, the people here on that's our children and our children's children? Are you doing anything that impacts them, that's going to change their lives, that's going to have them show up differently? You get what I'm saying? Like, what's your goal? What's your and that's where I'm gonna leave us at. What's your plan? What is it that you're contributing to our future? The children are the future. What are you contributing to the future? What are you teaching? What are you embedding into the future that is beneficial for them, that will strengthen their minds? Nutrition is huge. I watch some people and they feed their children all the food that they need to have that nourishes their bodies. And yeah. But then I watch the ones that just give their kids anything. And I'm not talking about the ones that don't have a choice, but they just feed their kids to make sure they got something in their system. Oh, 100%. Please make sure that you are. That juice is so freaking good. Make sure that you are feeding your children if you can. Unfortunately, I'm going to show you how easy it is to feed your children a healthy alternative and that they'll love. My grandbabies, they love to come over here and eat what I have. They eat this. They drink this juice instead of Gatorade. They love this juice because they get to make it too. Get them involved. Show them how it's done. When I was growing up, my mother used to do things in the kitchen and I used to watch her and I used to be like, I'm going to know how to do that one day. I was interested. And you just got to get the kids interested in doing something different. Get them off that computer. Get them in the kitchen. Get them in the garden. Take them out into nature. Go on a nature walk. Talk about the trees. Talk about how they work. You know, explain to them. I mean, this is not far-fetched. I know y'all some think this is far-fetched. This is not far-fetched. You know what I mean? Great rising, Lisa. Great rising. But as I mentioned before, I'm about to wrap this up. I do appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my juicing so that I can finish with the rest of my day. I hope everybody has a beautiful and wonderful day. I thank all of you for being here today and sharing with me, and listening to me, I should say. So I want y'all to have a great one. As soon as I get my hands free, I'm going to go ahead and chop up this turmeric. Alright, I'm out, y'all. Peace and love. Peace.